Hey, this is my first video. I'm Abby Frequency. Come here for a second. Really? Pause what you're doing and breathe with me, because I need you to hear this with your whole heart. You don't need to earn love. You don't need to chase love. And you definitely don't need to shrink yourself to deserve it. You are already worthy, right now, exactly as you are. And I know the world can make it feel like you have to be more confident, more healed, more pretty, more productive, more unbothered. Like you're not allowed to be soft and human and still be powerful. But baby, your energy speaks before you do. People feel you before they ever understand you. And the truth is, you've been carrying a light you don't even realize is glowing. Sometimes we think loving ourselves means being obsessed with ourselves or acting like we're better than others. But it's not that. Self-love isn't selfish. It's magnetic. It's the kind of love that doesn't beg. It doesn't prove. It doesn't perform. It just exists. And it invites the right people, the right opportunities, the right peace to find you naturally. Because the way you talk to yourself, that becomes the way the world treats you. And I'm not saying that like some cute quote to put on a Pinterest board. I'm saying it like as your sister. As a girl who used to cry over people who didn't even deserve access to her softness. As someone who used to pray to God like, please, just let me feel chosen. Until I realized I am chosen. I've been chosen by heaven, by grace, by love itself. And you're not behind, you're not late, you're not broken, you're just waking up. So today we're talking about the kind of love that changes everything without forcing you to change who you are. We're talking about your aura, your boundaries, your confidence, and the way your spirit is meant to move through the world. Because loving yourself isn't a destination, it's a decision. And you're about to make it. Okay. I want to start right here because I feel like nobody explains this in a real way. Like, yes, we hear energy is everything, and we're like, period. And then we go back to stressing over what to say, how to look, how to be perfect, how to not mess up the vibe. But hear me. You could literally say nothing and people will still feel you. Your energy walks into the room before your body even catches up. And this is where I need you to stop blaming yourself for not being enough. Because maybe it was never about your looks or your outfit or whether you sounded cool in that conversation. Maybe the reason you felt unseen wasn't because you lacked something. It's because deep down, you weren't fully with yourself. Like, you were physically there, but spiritually you were somewhere else. Overthinking, comparing, trying to be liked, trying to be chosen, trying to make sure nobody could tell you were nervous. And I get it, I really do. Because I used to do that too. I used to walk into rooms already assuming I had to prove myself. And the crazy part is, people don't even realize what they're responding to. They'll just say, oh, she's intimidating, or she's a vibe, or she's quiet, or she's confident. But what they're really reacting to is the way your soul is seated inside your body. Like, babes, if your spirit is shaky, your aura will be shaky. If your spirit feels safe, your aura feels safe. And not safe like boring safe. I mean, safe like glowing. Like, I can breathe around her. Like, she's rare. And I think as women, especially between like 16 and 30, we're always being taught to control how we're perceived. Like, don't do too much. Don't be too quiet. Don't be too emotional. Don't be too soft. Don't be too bold. It's exhausting because we're basically being trained to perform. But your energy isn't performance. Your energy is presence. And presence comes from being rooted in who you are, not who you're trying to be. Let me tell you something that shifted everything for me. Your energy isn't what you want people to think about you. It's what you believe is true about you. That's why you can wear the cutest outfit, have your hair done, your lashes on, your perfume perfect, and still feel insecure. Because energy doesn't come from the outside. It comes from what you've been telling yourself in the quiet moments, in the mirror moments, in the nobody's watching moments. I used to think confidence was something I had to build like a muscle. Like, okay, I need to fix my body, fix my skin, fix my personality, fix my life, then I'll finally be confident. And girl, that mindset had me stuck. Because confidence isn't something you earn after you become perfect. It's something you allow once you stop fighting yourself. And honestly, I feel like a lot of us are fighting ourselves and calling it being realistic. Like, I'm just being honest. I'm not that pretty. I'm just being honest, I'm awkward. I'm just being honest, I don't deserve that yet. No, baby. That's not honesty, that's conditioning. And your spirit is tired. You weren't created to be your own enemy. You were created to be your own home. So here's what I want you to do. Start treating your energy like a sacred space, like a temple, like something heaven placed inside you, not something you have to apologize for. When you wake up, before you check your phone, before you look for validation, before you see what other girls are doing, take a moment and remind yourself, God put light in me on purpose. I don't need to compete. I only need to exist. My presence is enough. Because it's true. And yes, sometimes the world will try you. People will be weird. People will project. People will misunderstand you. But if you're rooted, it won't shake you. Your energy becomes your protection. Your energy becomes your message. Your energy becomes your invitation. And when you finally stop trying to prove yourself, you'll notice something wild. People start respecting you without you asking. Not because you became different, but because you finally became present, fully here, fully you. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Okay, so let's talk about self-love, because I feel like people either make it sound like you need to be obsessed with yourself, or they make it sound like you have to disappear from everybody and become this untouchable, I don't need anyone type of girl. And I'm like, no. Self-love is not ego. Self-love is not arrogance. Self-love is not being mean. Self-love is not I'm too good for everything. Self-love is alignment. Self-love is when you stop abandoning yourself to keep other people comfortable. Because let's be real, so many of us have been taught to be good in a way that means we are constantly shrinking. Good daughter, good friend, good girlfriend, good student, good employee, good everything. And being good turns into being drained, being picked apart, being taken for granted, being available, being the one who always understands, being the one who always forgives, being the one who always stays, even when it costs you your peace. And you know what I realized? A lot of us don't struggle with loving other people. We struggle with believing we deserve the same tenderness we give away for free. Because you will literally pour into everyone and then tell yourself you're asking for too much when you need a little love back. Like, babe, no, you deserve love that feels safe. You deserve love that feels steady, and you deserve love that doesn't punish you for being human. Self-love is you deciding that you are not a charity case in your own life. You're not here to be used. You're not here to be a placeholder. You're not here to be someone's almost. And the reason self-love is magnetic is because it changes your standards without you having to scream them. Like, when you love yourself, you don't have to beg people to see your value. You start moving like you already know. And that energy, that's what makes people either rise to meet you or disappear. And honestly, both are a blessing. Because the right people are attracted to self-love the way moths are attracted to light. Not because you're doing the most, but because there's something about a girl who finally treats herself like she matters that makes the whole world pause. And this is where I need you to hear me gently. Loving yourself doesn't mean you never want love from anybody else. It means you stop looking for love in places that require you to betray yourself. It means you stop calling inconsistency chemistry. It means you stop calling bare minimum effort. It means you stop romanticizing struggle. Because I know the struggle feels familiar. I know chasing feels familiar. I know begging feels familiar. I know almost feels familiar. But familiar doesn't mean healthy. And God didn't make you to live in emotional crumbs. Like the amount of times I used to sit there and be like, maybe I'm too much. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe if I just act different. Maybe if I don't text first. Maybe if I act unbothered. Girl, that is not love. That is anxiety in a cute outfit. Self-love is when you stop doing emotional gymnastics for people who wouldn't even stretch for you. And the magnetic part is, once you love yourself, you start attracting things that match your softness. You attract peace, you attract ease, you attract respect, you attract friendships that feel warm, you attract love that doesn't make you question your worth every day. And yes, some people will call you different. They'll say, you changed. But you didn't change. You stopped being accessible to disrespect. You stopped letting your heart be a public park. You became sacred. And that's why it's magnetic. Also, One thing I want to say to the girl who feels guilty when she chooses herself, babe, your soul is not an emergency contact for everyone. You don't have to be available to be lovable. You don't have to be in pain to be good. You don't have to overgive to be worthy. You are already worthy. You are already loved. You are already enough. And self-love is you finally agreeing with what heaven has always known about you. That's it. That's the magic. Okay. Deep breath, because this one is so real and so tender. Like, I need you to listen to me the way you listen to your best friend crying in your room. Because I'm not saying this to judge you, I'm saying this because I love you. The way you talk to yourself in your head is literally shaping your entire life. Not just your mood, not just your confidence, your whole reality. Because your mind is always listening and your heart is always believing. So if you keep saying, I'm not good enough, your spirit starts moving like someone who isn't good enough. You start tolerating things you shouldn't. You start accepting crumbs. You start staying quiet when you deserve to be heard. But if you start saying, I am loved, your energy shifts. Your eyes lift. Your posture changes. Your decisions change. And then people treat you differently. Not because they suddenly became kinder, but because you stopped introducing yourself to the world like you're small. And I know some girls are like, but I'm just being realistic. Baby, being realistic without being kind is spiritual self-harm. Like, seriously. Some of us speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to anyone else. You would never look at your friend and say, you're unlovable. You would never tell your sister, nobody will choose you. You would never tell a little girl, you're too much. But you say it to yourself so casually, but like it's normal. And I just want to hug you through the screen because I know where that comes from. It comes from disappointment. It comes from rejection. It comes from people making you feel replaceable. It comes from being treated like you're only valuable when you're convenient. But your spirit is not inconvenient. Your heart is not a burden. And your softness is not a weakness. You have to stop narrating your life like you're the villain. You are the prayer. You are the miracle. You are the girl your younger self needed. And I need you to remember, the world will always follow your lead. If you treat yourself like an option, people will treat you like an option. If you treat yourself like something sacred, people will either honor it or they won't get access. And yes, it can be scary to change your inner voice because your inner voice might have been your protection. Like maybe you thought being hard on yourself would keep you safe. Like if you criticize yourself first, nobody else can hurt you. But love, that's not protection. That's a cage, and you don't deserve to live trapped inside your own mind. So how do you start changing the way you talk to yourself without making it feel fake? You start small. Like when you make a mistake, instead of, I'm so stupid, you say, I'm learning. When you feel anxious, instead of, something's wrong with me, you say, my body is asking for softness. When someone leaves, instead of, I wasn't enough, you say, what's meant for me stays. When you feel behind, instead of, I'm failing, you say, God's timing is not rushed, because it's true. And I'm not telling you to pretend life is perfect. I'm telling you to stop speaking like you're cursed, because you're not. And here's a fact. Over 70% of people experience negative self-talk daily. So if that's you, you're not crazy. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're just human. And you're allowed to rewire the way you love yourself. Also, can we talk about how your words create your posture? Like when you wake up and the first thing you tell yourself is, ugh, your whole day feels heavy. But when you wake up and you're like, okay, God, I don't know what today holds, but I know I'm held. Your whole spirit lifts. That's prayer, by the way. That's literally prayer. And even if you're not super religious, that's still spiritual truth. That's you placing your life in the hands of something bigger than fear. And babe, you were never meant to live in fear. The world is already loud, so your inner voice should be your home. Your inner voice should be your safe place. Your inner voice should sound like love. Because when you speak love over yourself, you start walking like love is your birthright, and it is. You don't have to become someone else to be deserving. You are already where you need to be. All that's changing now is the way you see yourself, and the way you allow the world to see you too. And if this video felt like a hug, if it felt like something you needed at the perfect time, then baby, it wasn't random. It was alignment. So make sure you like this video so it reaches more girls who need this message, and comment something sweet for yourself, like a promise or an affirmation, or even just, I choose me. Because words are powerful, and I want you to start speaking life over yourself out loud. And of course, subscribe if you want more healing, uplifting energy like this, because we're building a space where you don't have to pretend you're okay, a space where you can grow gently, a space where you can remember who you are. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Now go walk through your life like the loved, chosen, protected woman you already are, always.